Guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. I want to wish everybody a happy Friday, and you know what that means. The Story Time with Stock Market Steve live stream starts tonight at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. If you missed it, you missed it. Also, another announcement. If you guys haven't subscribed to my true crime channel, Sinister Intent, by all means, it's a link in the description box below, and you're welcome to subscribe. It's a good channel, and I think you'll find it interesting. But guys, on this channel, I'm gonna get into this news. On this channel, we tackle a wide range of subjects and topics, mainly news, but one of those topics being domestic violence. It could be between a boyfriend and girlfriend, man and woman, brother versus brother, sister versus sister, so on and so forth. I want to talk to you today about a story that just broke, that happened a couple of weeks ago, in which this guy right here, this guy's name is Jorginho James, 30 years old. He used to play for the Houston Dynamo, so he must be some type of professional athlete, soccer player preferably. Don't know what he's doing now, but he's made major news. And he's receiving a lot of negative press, and deservedly so. Ladies and gentlemen, this man has beat his wife twice, two separate occasions, once out in public and once in the home. Part of it was caught on video. Now, before I show you this news article, this dude right here is hell-bent for some reason on destroying this woman. Now, we don't know what this is about, but whatever it is, as a man, we got two options. Either we go to prison for letting our emotions get the best of us and possibly hurting or killing somebody, or we just walk away. It's so hard to do the latter for some reason, for some people that want to exhibit control and dominance in their point of view when in such disturbances. The thing that makes this thing bad, what I'm about to show you, this guy did this in front of their 2-year-old daughter. And I want you to watch her reaction when the melee ensues. People get so caught up on themselves when they're doing something to each other or doing something to somebody else that they don't care about the psychological ramifications that it has on the child. And then we wonder why today's youth are very violent and uncaring. Take a look.
Tonight, we hear from the estranged wife of a former Dynamo player who was captured on a disturbing video.
Yeah, Fox 26's Randy Wallace joining us live from downtown with the exclusive.
Yeah, Anthony, now tens of thousands have seen the video on social media. I do want to warn you, it's violent and difficult to watch. The woman asked that we not show her face or say her name. This is not the first time 30-year-old Jorginho James has been charged with assault of a family member. He got his first felony charge last March.
He put a belt around my neck and he strangled me. He kept me in the room for about an hour, 2 hours. He put the belt around my neck a second time, and this time it was longer.
He obviously got out on bond.
2 days later, yes.
According to court documents, James was abiding by a protective order and his bond conditions. That changed on August the 30th.
Yes.
She says James was following her while taking her 2-year-old to daycare.
And as soon as I parked, he jumped in my back seat. I got out of the car, I went inside my daughter's daycare, and I called 911. And while I'm still on the phone with them, that is when he started hitting me. He did punch me 8 times. And I just feel like he wouldn't have stopped. He wouldn't have stopped if I wouldn't have fallen, because he already had his arm ready to go a 9th time.
2 weeks have passed. She still has a big black bruise and swollen face. You have a broken finger.
Yes, I have a broken finger. You know, I can't use my right hand.
Surprisingly, the second attack is a misdemeanor, but James got a second felony charge for violating a protective order or bond condition.
I was 100% sure that he wasn't going to be able to come out this time.
Even though the DA's office filed a motion to deny bond, it was set at $20,000 in the 174th District Court.
I hope that he watches this or somebody he knows watches this and he realizes that, you know, he hurt our daughter more than he hurt me. She's been screaming and crying in her sleep, and I just need him to stay away and focus on himself and on getting better so he can be a father to our daughter in the future.
Now, we called to see if James wanted to respond. He told us it's not the right time for me to explain anything. Reporting live from downtown, Randy Wallace, Fox 26 News.
You guys see that? See how viciously he beat that woman in front of that child? What type of psychological ramifications do you think that little girl will have? Remember, there's two parts of your mind. You have the subconscious and the conscious mind. Conscious mind is forgettable, but the subconscious is not. Every time your eyes blink and you're awake, your brain records every activity you do, see, and are a part of, regardless if you remember it or not. Sometimes something to click in your head 10, 20 years ago. Hey, I was here before. I did this. I can't remember what I was doing, but I was here. That deja vu type of stuff, that's come from your subconscious. So there's a lot of trauma. That's why it's hard for a lot of people after they go through something, even though you talk to them and they're out of that situation, years and years past, they can still, when they think about it, take them right back to that situation, and they need counseling, so on and so forth. She's 2 years old, guys, 2 years old, and she had to witness that. That was cringeworthy for me. It was hard for me to look at that. Imagine being there, a tiny little girl like that, and knowing that both people you love, one is hurting the other, and you can't do nothing. That feeling of powerlessness is hard on a child. He didn't think about that. He didn't. Just arguing back and forth scares children. When I was young, I tried not to do that. I don't argue and raise my voice in front of children. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, parents would have serious conversation, a heated conversation, either with you not in the house, or they go in another room and their voices would be kept down, or somebody would take the kids while they sat there and talked or argued or whatever. Nowadays, it's not like that. This guy brutalized this chick, and that beating that you just seen was the second one after he got out on bond for the first one. And I want you to remember that, because first time she was driving the baby to daycare, he got behind her, followed her. Soon as she got to where she was taking the baby in the daycare, he jumped in the back seat. She jumped out the car with the baby, go in the thing, come back, get in the car. He won't get out. He attacks her while she on the phone with 911. She was on the phone again when he attacked her this time. Did you see it? So remember, he got locked up that first time, right? They locked him up. He bonded out. Why did he have bond? It was a violent offense. Told you the system don't care about you. And that's the thing that's messed up. Domestic violence, every day somebody's going through that, somebody's getting killed and so on and so forth. And it's like the system ain't never snapped in their head like, okay, our system ain't working right now. It's not working. These people are not scared. The restraining order don't mean nothing. Now they said he's abiding by the restraining order they got the second time. But she went to the news, and the reason why people are like, oh, this happened 2 weeks ago, it started 2 weeks ago, why is she coming out now? Because she distinctly said, if something happens to me, he did it. So now she's putting it out there that my life is in danger. The court let this dude loose, right? Back on the streets. And when he got back out, you saw what he did in the house. Said had her in the room for like an hour. Choked her twice with the belt. What kind of mess is that? What kind of mess is that? So let me tell you something. Once you say you love somebody and you move forward with your life, you have good times and bad. And it's not always bad. And the good that you have should have some type of buildup of respect to where there's certain things you will and will not do to a person in which you felt a certain way about at one time or another. And if you don't, you can leave. You can go. Men decide if there's going to be a relationship or not. Part of the job of being a man is what? Resolving conflict and problem solving. It's as simple mathematics. If you got a person over here and a person over there, you can subtract yourself from that situation. You can either add to it or subtract yourself, or continue to stay in it and multiply the aggression. And look at this. That's why they put all the emphasis on the man. We control if it's a relationship or not. We control if we're going to go over the house and bother somebody or not, because we the ones driving over there. He beat that woman like she was less than nothing. That was hard for me to see. Nobody likes to see that type of stuff. When we were younger, we were taught, you better not put your hands on no girl. But then again, at the same time, girls were taught, don't hit a boy because he'll bust your ass. She was on the phone and he attacked her. And he did it in front of the baby, knocked the baby on the ground. Did you see the little girl? If you looked at her pattern of behavior when he was hitting her, when he first started hitting her, the little girl was standing there frozen in fear. I didn't hear the audio, but from watching videos like this, normally one or two things happened at the same time that set her to where she went to try to do something. First thing is, the woman must have screamed. And it seemed like, I counted the blows, he hit her 8 times. The 4th blow, from him moving and her sliding to the side, the second thing, remember, her mother must have screamed. And the second thing is this: she seen her father striking the mom in the face from the view. She seen the punch hitting her, and it triggered her to try to run and try to do something, and she got knocked on the ground. I want you to think about that. He beat that woman like that baby was not there, almost like she never existed. And that's the thing. These people do this type of stuff, especially dudes. We're protectors. You did not protect your daughter from witnessing something that could traumatize her from years to come. Did you hear the mother? The baby's crying all the time. Think about it. He walked out the house. The baby still wanted her daddy. She jumped up and down when he walked. She didn't even understand. Have you ever came into a room where it's complete bedlam, and then all of a sudden, like a tornado, it comes and then it goes away? And you're like, what the hell happened? Can you imagine that in the mind of a little 2-year-old girl? I want you to understand the psychological ramifications of those that do domestic violence in the presence of children can be catastrophic for generations to come. But we don't see that. What this man did was sickening. I don't know what it's about, and I don't care. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because you could have left. You didn't have to beat her like that. You're a professional athlete. You still got years of establishing yourself, getting on a team, or doing whatever. You're a gifted athlete. You can go out and start over. That's one thing about a man. We can leave a situation and start over. Is it right? No. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do, but you don't beat somebody. You can't kick ass and then turn around and kiss it. You understand what I'm saying? If I put my hand, if I'm in a relationship with any of you ladies that watch me, and I beat your ass like that in front of children we have, and then I come back and say I love you at a later time, it doesn't have the same feeling. Don't have the same energy. And when you're getting beat, you don't have the same fire. It's replaced by fear. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.